Debbie Marcoux, licensed by the Department of Financial Institutions and MLS ID 237926. Also licensed in Arizona 0941504, Florida LO 76508, Georgia 69178, Idaho, Nevada 57237, Oregon, Tennessee 184373, Texas, Washington MLO 237926.
She's a mortgage mom. She can get things done when you're in need and don't know where to go. Pick up the phone and call mom.
All right, well, welcome to Mortgage Mom Radio. I am Debbie Marcoux, and I am the Mortgage Mom. And today we are talking all about my Lock and Shop program. So as you guys remember, last week we actually talked about our EMD guarantee, or our EMD insurance, otherwise known as your earnest money deposit, and how we are guaranteeing sellers. So we'll go back through that a little bit again today because it is such a great program that is brand new, and we now have a Lock and Shop program to go along with it, which only makes it even better. So if you guys are buyers, you've been thinking about purchasing your first home, second home, or third property, doesn't matter if you are out in the market and you are trying to buy homes right now, it is very difficult. There is very little inventory. There are a ton of offers on every single property. You are bidding the best that you can, being a buyer, hoping and trying so hard to be able to get an offer accepted. And sometimes that takes you a little bit longer than what you would think. You might start shopping for a loan, maybe 60 days ago, 90 days ago. We have clients that have been looking and making offers on properties for months before they finally get one accepted. So this Lock and Shop program is going to be super great. We're going to talk all about it and how it works and what does it cost and how do you do it. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere because that's where our show is going to be today. In the meantime, I want to remind you guys that this is an open show. You guys can watch it while it's running live. You can ask your questions, put them into the feed. I wanted to make sure that I could answer those questions for you today. So I actually recorded this show in advance, and we are now running it and streaming it so that I can answer your questions as we go. So make sure that you do put those questions into the feed for me, and I will actually give you an answer typed back so that everybody can see it and you can read it. And then, of course, if you have additional questions, keep it going. If you guys are listening on Saturday or Sunday by radio, remember that this show is a live show that we do on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. So on any of those three platforms, if you like to listen to the show and you'd like to see us actually run it live, please go to YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook and make sure that you guys follow us or subscribe, whatever it is per social media outlet that you actually like to use. YouTube is great. That's probably where the majority of people watch us do it, and they are all asking questions throughout each show. So that is a really good place to be if you want to see where more of those questions are being asked. We don't get nearly as many questions on Facebook, and we truly don't typically get any questions on Twitch. But of course, if those are your favorites, you go ahead and watch us there as well. If you'd like to opt in, you want to make sure that you do not miss a show so that you can be part of the action. You can ask your questions and get those answered immediately right away. Then you guys want to make sure you subscribe to the channel. So on YouTube, subscribe to our channel, click that notification bell and turn it to all so that you do know when we go live. Now, YouTube doesn't always let you know that your favorite channel that you've subscribed to is live. I have many channels that I subscribe to that I don't always get notifications. So if you want to make sure that you don't miss one, then you've got to opt yourself in. Text the word MOM, M-O-M, to 844-935-3634. That's 844 We Lend for You. WELEND and the number 888-848-9494. Text the word mom to that number. You will opt yourself in. You will get one text message a week to know that we have gone live. And I do try to give you a heads up in that text message of what our show is about. That way, if it's something that you want to know more about, you can click on the link and you can tune right in and watch us do it through YouTube. I do hope that you guys love these shows. We're trying to bring them to you twice a week, Mondays and Wednesdays at 1 p.m. We are recording them, and most of the time, this is the first time I've actually pre-recorded one in quite some time. So we are actually usually always doing it live. You can see us do it live, and you can ask your questions, which I do read out loud and then answer them out loud. So if you want to see us do it and you want to do it live with us and get those questions answered immediately, make sure to tune in through YouTube. That is probably your very best media outlet. So once again, this is Mortgage Mom Radio. I am Debbie Marcoux, and today we are talking all about Lock and Shop. So this is our new program. We just got the information on it last Friday, so I'm super excited to bring all of this to you. I want you guys to sit back, relax, give me a quick second for a break, and we'll be right back. All right, and welcome back to Mortgage Mom Radio. I am Debbie Marcoux, and I am the Mortgage Mom, and we are bringing you all the information that we can about all things real estate and mortgage. Anything that we can do to try to help get you and your family into the home of your dreams, into that second property, into that investment, your investment portfolio, get your cash flow under control, pay off those debts, do some debt consolidation, work on getting some money for the home improvements that you'd like to do. That is what this show is all about. And every question that you ask only helps somebody else, because trust me, if you're thinking the question, someone else has the same question. So please don't hesitate to follow along, watch us do it live, and put those questions right into the feed. I am going to read them for you and answer them for you. So here we go. Today we're talking all about our Lock and Shop, and why is Lock and Shop so cool, this brand new program that we are bringing to you, and why is it important. So if you think about where interest rates are at today, which, we're basically in end of April at this point, beginning of May, right? So if you think about where were interest rates January 1st, where were interest rates at the beginning of December, we have literally lost about 2% in interest rate from where we were previously. We have clients that we closed home purchases for towards the end of last year, October-ish, November-ish, maybe even August, where they were locking in on, VA products at 2.875. They were locking in on conventional loans around the same, maybe 3.25. And we have just jumped right past, the 3%. We jumped right past 4. And right now we're actually hovering around 5. So we do have some loan programs that are a little bit lower than 5. And then we've also got, some programs that could be as high as 6, depending on what it is that you're looking to do, what kind of income documentation we're collecting, what is the property type, is this for an investment purchase versus an owner occupied. So obviously every single transaction has a different interest rate. And that is why on this show, I don't throw out an interest rate and tell you to call right now to lock in this low interest rate. I just don't play that way, right? I'm trying to bring you guys what the specifics are, explain to you that every single person, every single transaction, every single state, every single investor versus primary or second home, it's all different. Everybody has a different credit score. Every property type is different. Every down payment is different. There's just no way for me to throw out an interest rate that everybody, in the country that's listening to the show can have that rate and to give me a call, tomorrow or today. I just don't, that it's a game that I don't feel is fair. So just giving you guys some basics are interest rates have really shot up, and they've shot up fast. So if we had this Lock and Shop program, and let's just say that you were knowing that, your New Year's resolution was that you wanted to buy a home in 2022. And so you started working on that pre-approval in December, prior to the holidays. Then all of a sudden you got out there and you started shopping in January. You've put a couple of offers on homes. It's now April, May, and you're just about ready to get an offer accepted. This is a very easy timeline to be on. Many times it can go faster than that. Sometimes we see 60 days, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. But sometimes it could be as long as, 120 days. It could be 4 months before you're getting an offer accepted, sometimes longer. So a lock and shop program is exactly what it sounds like, and it's great. So basically, we're locking you in on an interest rate base today, and then we're letting you go out and we're letting you shop for a property. So you don't have to worry that the interest rate is floating while you're looking. So again, if you had started this with us back in December and the interest rates were in the mid threes, maybe high threes in December, right? Let's call it 3.5, 3.75. And now you're calling me and I'm telling you that the interest rate is 5. What you qualified for in December may no longer be what the monthly payment was, even if you still qualify today, but that monthly payment is now higher. You may feel that that payment's too much and you don't qualify for what you were hoping to purchase. So those interest rates truly do make a very significant difference in how much that you will qualify for and whether you feel comfortable in that sales price. So what if you finally get an offer accepted and then you give us a call and we talk about interest rates and monthly payments? You may decide after you've gone through all of this for 4 months that you just can't afford this house now. And now we're talking about canceling something that took you all that time and all that effort to finally find it, finally get your offer accepted. And now what a letdown, what a disappointment. So the lock and shop program is amazing. It is something that we are allowing you to lock in an interest rate today, and you can close up to 150 days. You can have that interest rate locked in. And that is right. You heard me, 150 days. That is absolutely amazing. So when I come back, I am going to take another quick break, but when I come back, I'm going to explain to you how that lock and shop program works. So how are we getting you locked in for that amount of time? What are the costs associated to do that? And how exactly does that work? So we're going to take a super quick break, and I'm going to keep going when I get back. But remember, this is a show that you guys can follow along, and you can do this with me every single week. So if you want to make sure that you're watching the show rather than listening on Saturday and Sunday, and you want to be able to ask questions live during the show, make sure you guys get opted in. So text the word MOM to 844-935-3634. That's 844 We Lend for You. WELEND and the number 4. You're going to text the word MOM to opt yourself in. You'll get 1 text message a week, and it will let you know that we are going live. All you've got to do is click that link, and you can watch the show and ask your questions right in the feed. But with that, stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right, and welcome back to Mortgage Mom Radio. I am Debbie Marcoux, and I am the Mortgage Mom. And what am I doing? Well, I'm bringing you a show every single week about all things real estate and mortgage. I'm trying to bring you all of the education and information that I can to help you become more successful in getting your properties accepted, offers accepted, your homes cashed out, home improvement done, debt consolidation completed. That is what this show is all about. If you have a question, I want you to ask your question, because guarantee you someone else that is watching the show has the same question that you do. And the more questions that we get, the better that it makes the show. Every single week, Monday and Wednesday, we go live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. So you guys are more than welcome to follow along, watch the show, and ask us your questions live. Today, I'm actually running the show that I pre-recorded on Monday. I don't do that very often. As a matter of fact, this is the first time I've probably done this year. But I wanted to make sure that I could answer every single question that came in, because this is such a great topic. So please put your questions into the feed. I am here. I am on with you. I am watching, and I'm going to read and answer every single question that you ask. I will type you the answer back right into our chat box. So make sure you guys are putting those questions in. please do not hesitate, even if you feel like this is pre-recorded. It is. I did it on Monday. So once again, today we're talking about lock-in shops. I gave you some of that great information about how you can actually get yourself pre-approved. You can lock in an interest rate for up to 150 days. And how does that work? So that's what we're going to get into right now. Imagine if you are somebody that just closed on your home, you purchased a home, earlier this year. Imagine how much you guys would have loved to have had that lock and shop program, and how much that the interest rate changed from the day that you talked with your loan officer and they told you what a monthly payment and an interest rate would be to where the interest rate actually turned out to be once you got that offer accepted. The market has been moving like crazy, super duper fast. We've been going on the up escalator, as I've mentioned in numerous shows, and this is a way to get that escalator locked into a certain floor. We cannot go above this as long as you close within this much time. So let's jump into that and let's figure out, how does this work, right? It is a fantastic program. And then when we're done with this, we're going to talk about how you can actually put this together with our Earnest Money Insurance program, which is amazing as well. So let's talk about this. So how do you get it locked in? So number one, you give us a call, you get yourself pre-approved, and now we know that we can do the loan for you. So we're going to give you the opportunity to lock and shop. So what that means is that we are going to quote you the interest rate based on today's rates. If you are happy with that rate and you want to lock it in, you can. There is a cost to do that. And so being totally fair and honest with you, when you lock in an interest rate, the longer that the rate lock is, the more expensive or higher that the interest rate will be that you are quoted when you are starting a loan. So let's put the lock and shop program to the side and let's explain how this works. So pretending there is no lock shop program, and you give me a call and you say, I just got an offer accepted on a house and we're supposed to be closing in 90 days. We've got a long escrow. The seller's moving out of state. They ask that we, take our time and close in 90 days rather than 30. When I do a 90-day rate lock, the rate lock is more expensive than if I do a shorter term 30-day rate lock. Why is it more expensive? Well, it's more expensive because we're hedging against the market. We're taking money off the table based at today's rates, and we are locking that money to the side for you. If you don't close your loan or you don't utilize those funds, we've lost that money that we've taken off of the market at the lower interest rates than where future rates will be, and we're losing that income on that money. And that goes for every lender. It works the same no matter where you go. So if we're going to take the money off the table and we're going to do it for a long period of time, there is going to be a cost, and we're going to have to pass that along to you to allow you to do that. Now, what's great about this is we've never had this opportunity before. Even if you were willing to pay for the longer extended rate lock, we couldn't have offered it to you. So that is where this is so exciting. If you have no address, we could have never locked you previously. Up until Friday last week, we did not have this program to give you. So if you did not have an actual address identified and offer accepted with a seller, we could not lock in your interest rate. It required an address. Now we were able to offer to you to lock in an interest rate with a TBD interest rate or a TBD address. What is a TBD address? To be determined. So we are going to allow you to lock in interest rates based on today for an extended period of time at a cost to you. So we will collect the fee from you up front to get that rate locked in. But trust me, if it takes you 3 months or 4 months or 5 months to look for a home where the interest rates will be at that point in time, at least what we are anticipating is that they will be significantly higher, and it would be far, far more expensive to try to pay points to buy down the interest rate at a later date. And that is only because of what we see coming, what's been talked about, what all of the economists have said, what the Fed has said. And so we are anticipating that interest rates are going to continue to move quite rapidly throughout the rest of this year and probably a good portion of next year, 2023. So once again, if I can lock you in April, May of 2022, and you could close in July, well worth every single penny. So how exactly does that work? What is the cost? So you can actually lock in an interest rate up to 90 days for the cost of 3/4 of a point. You can lock in for 120 days for the cost of 1 point, and we can lock in for 150 days for the cost of 1.25 points. So here's going to be the big question. What are points? How do I even know what in the heck you are talking about right now? Well, you know what? I'm going to explain that to you. So let's take a super quick break. And when I come back, we're going to talk about what are points, how do you calculate those to get a good idea, to know what that cost would be for you to get something locked in up front. We'll be right back. All right. Well, welcome back to Mortgage Mom Radio. I am Debbie Marcoux, and I am the Mortgage Mom. And today we're talking about all things real estate and mortgage. That is what we do here on Mortgage Mom Radio. Today we are talking about our Lock and Shop program, and it is so exciting, and I am so excited about it. And I really hope that you guys are getting pumped up, listening to the show and understanding if you are a buyer and you are out there and you are shopping for homes, that you can actually lock in an interest rate today. You don't have to wait for 3 months from now when you finally get the home of your dreams and you get your offer accepted to lock in at that point. And that is where we are going to save you guys quite a bit of money. Is it going to cost you money up front? Yes, it is. We do have to take that money off the market and put it aside in your name. So it is a non-refundable cost that we are going to charge you. Right before the break, I talked about points and what that was going to cost you to lock in those rates between 90 days and 150 days. The longer that the rate lock, the more expensive that it is for the longer amount of time for you to shop. But again, what I see that you would pay in points to buy down the rate at a later date to try to get to where we could lock you in at today, I am going to anticipate that this is significantly cheaper to pay this cost now, lock in this rate now, and have this interest rate guaranteed to you through that period that you choose, whether you want a 90, 120, or 150 day rate lock. So I did explain that those are going to cost you points. The 90 days is a 3/4 point cost. The 120 days is a 1 point cost. And the 150 days is a 1.25 point cost. So what do points? What do points cost you? What does all that mean to you? So let's go really, really simple. Let's say you've got a loan amount of $100,000. 1 point is 1% of your loan amount. So if it is $100,000, your 1 point would cost you $1,000 is what you would give us up front to lock in your interest rate after we have gotten you pre-approved. So if you're paying 1.25 points, that's going to cost you $1,200 or $1,250 on a $100,000 loan amount. Based on the loan that you're looking for, it's not based on sales price, it's based on loan. So you could buy $1 million home, but if you're getting a $500,000 loan, then your 1 point or 3/4 points or 1.25, depending on the loan lock time frame that you select, will be based on your loan amount, not your sales price. So again, this is a great program. I think it's going to be really beneficial. I think if you've been out there, you've been trying to get an offer accepted, you've been writing offers, you've been checking in with your loan officer, you know, you can see it, you felt it, you can see the rate moving, you can see your payment moving. Every single time you find a home and you get new payments and you get new fees and you're trying to make sure that it's going to work, you can see that it's stretching you just a little bit further and a little bit further. This is going to get you locked in while you're looking. And this is just absolutely phenomenal. So I hope that you guys are all just as excited as I am about this program. We do have an opportunity, let's just say, and I know you guys are going to ask me this question because everybody asks it every time I lock a rate. Well, but what if rates drop? Okay. So that question has to be asked, right? And do I think that interest rates are going to drop? I don't. I just don't see that happening. Not with where we're at and with inflation, not with what the feds have announced, not with all of what our economists are expecting for the future. I just do not see interest rates coming down lower than where they are today within that immediate short term of between now and 150 days from now, depending on the rate lock that you choose. that's just my personal opinion. That doesn't mean that couldn't happen. So what if you gamble? What if you give me your money and you lock in an interest rate and then rates come down and they're cheaper at the time you'd finally be ready to close your loan? Well, we're going to give you a one-time float down where you can take the lower interest rate. We're going to do that within 7 days of closing. So when we get to that mark and we're getting ready to draw docs and we're getting ready to get your loan over to your escrow or title company, depending on the state that you are in, we are going to double check where interest rates are at. And if they are lower than what we locked you in and what we charged you for, we are going to give you a one-time float down at no cost to you. So you can float down to current interest rates at that point in time. So it's the best of both worlds. You're giving yourself that assurity that the rates aren't going to go up any higher than what we discussed at the time of pre-approval. And you're giving yourself that assurity that you are going to also be able to take a lower interest rate should it become available. So who knows, right? Interest rates are based on what is going on in the world, what announcements come out, what kinds of, things break out, epidemics, right? And wars. I mean, it's something that we've been watching here in the short term happen. And we're watching how they change our economy and they change our interest rates. So yes, you have that opportunity to take the lower interest rate, even if you lock yourself in for the extended period of time. Again, I don't foresee that happening. I truly don't. I think whatever we lock you in at now is what the interest rate will be that you're going to get when you close. But the question has to be answered. And I know that somebody out there is asking me that same question. So keep that in mind. When we get back, I am going to take one more break here during the show. When we get back, we're going to talk about how great that this can actually be paired with our earnest money deposit insurance program that we have going right now. I just announced that one last week. So we'll kind of go back through that again, talk about how we can do these in conjunction, make you one of the strongest and smartest buyers out on the market. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. And if you guys want to get that appointment to talk to somebody on my team, don't hesitate to reach out. Reach out today. Go to the website, go to mortgagemomradio.com. You can book your appointment for a day and time that works for you, or you can give us a call. It's 844-935-3634. That's 844 We Lend for You. That's WELEND and the number 4. That is the exact same telephone number that you call Monday through Friday to get yourself an appointment. You can call on Saturday and Sunday and our call service can get you scheduled. You can go to the website if you'd like and you can book your appointment there. You can send me an email to questions@mortgagemomradio.com. Be more than happy to answer your questions and get you booked for a phone call if there isn't one that is available during days and times that work for you. And last but not least, that is the same exact telephone number that you will opt in if you want to get one text message each week from me with a link to be able to follow along and watch the show. So once again, to do that, you're going to text the word MOM to 844-935-3634. That's 844 We Lend for You. WELEND and the number 4. When we get back, we're to talk about how we can make you the smartest and best buyer on the market. Stay tuned. All right. Well, welcome back to Mortgage Mom Radio. I am Debbie Marcoux. I am the Mortgage Mom, and Mortgage Mom Radio is a show that is all about educating our listeners. We want to make sure that we are putting you in the best financial situation that we can, whether that be for refinancing, cash flow, debt consolidation, home improvement, purchasing your own property, purchasing your first property, second, third, or last. We are here to help you. We want to make sure that we are providing you with what you need to know to make the transaction just a little easier and a little bit smoother. So today has been all about my lock and shop program. It is brand new and we are offering to you to get you pre-approved and then to lock in your interest rate. So I keep saying, well, how is that? How can we put that together? How can we make it even better? How can we make you the very best and smartest buyer in the market? So let's roll back just a minute and let's talk about the market. So if you're out there, you've been searching for a home, you've been trying to get an offer accepted, and you are just striking out. There are 17, 20, 25 offers per property on every property. Inventory's low. You can't get your offer in fast enough. You're hoping that your agent knows of maybe a pocket listing that nobody's told, put on the market or didn't list it in the MLS to give yourself the opportunity to maybe buy something. It's a rough market. It's not easy. It's been very difficult and it's very frustrating. So what do we do to try to get you in front of everybody else? How do we make you look stronger to the seller? Especially when you guys have to go up against all cash buyers. That guy that's just got the money sitting in his pocket, or he's an investor, he's going to flip it. So he's going to put down 20, 30% and he's going to get a hard money loan. He's going to close in 7 days. He doesn't care if the property is falling apart. He doesn't care, if it's only a 14-day close. He doesn't care if it appraises. He doesn't care about a loan contingency. So he's basically given the seller everything they want. How do you compare? How do you compete? How do you make sure that you can get an offer accepted? So we have a new earnest money insurance program, and we talked about this on last week's show. So if you want to get into that in further detail, or a little, really want to hear all of the nuts and bolts like I did today on our lock and shop, make sure you guys go back to our YouTube channel and you can actually see the show that I did last week all about earnest money guarantee. And we're guaranteeing the seller their money. So I'm going to kind of touch on it really quick to just give you an idea, and then talk about how we can roll it all in to the lock and shop program to make that even better and make you have the best offer on the market while also knowing exactly what you can afford, not worrying about what the interest rate will be that you're going to get on the loan, and you move forward and you get an offer accepted. So how do we do that? So the earnest money guarantee insurance that we're offering, or earnest money, we're calling it a guarantee, it's an insurance, but basically it is a completely underwritten, fully done pre-approval. And we're not talking about a normal pre-approval that we've done in the past, or we get your documentation and we send you into underwriting and they review the file and they give us a list of conditions and say, your loan is subject to, and then we stop. And that is where just about 99% of the lenders out there will stop. Well, we're not stopping. Our earnest money guarantee is going to give you a completely underwritten commitment letter. We are going to verify everything from IRS transcripts to verifications of employment to your assets. We're going to verify your gift funds if you're getting gifts. We are going to get this file signed off as far as it is humanly possible inside of the mortgage world. All that you will have remaining are your appraisal and escrow and title paperwork. And again, if you're in a state, I apologize, Georgia, for example, you guys are an attorney state, you don't have escrow, but we do have title that will run that piece of the puzzle. And you do need title to give us all of the closing numbers and figures and costs, and we need them to give us our title commitment. Same thing here in California. We need the title commitment as well, but we have an escrow company that gives us all of the fees and costs. So just a little bit different based on what state that you're in across the country, but it all works the same way. We are going to get you as far as we can get you, where we can't go any further because we are waiting on third parties. We cannot order an appraisal unless we know what property that you are purchasing. We cannot get title fees until we know what title company that you will be going through. And that is a negotiation between you and the seller. And typically that is one that the seller will identify. So we don't know until we get to the point that you have an accepted offer. But if you have everything signed off, I'm talking everything. Not only are we giving you a commitment letter like you would have on a normal full approval on a home that is in escrow, you will get that commitment letter, but you will also get a piece of paper that is a guarantee of your earnest money deposit for your seller. It is an insurance program. We are ensuring that if we drop the ball, the lender, for anything that has to do with your income or your assets that we have signed off, that we are going to guarantee the earnest money. So what does that mean? Well, there's many states that you put in 3% as your deposit on a property when you write an offer. So going back to your $100,000, if you buy a house for $100,000, 3% would be $3,000. So typically you would put $3,000 earnest money into escrow or title. The seller would technically get that money if you don't perform. What we are saying as the lender is that we are going to guarantee that. So what does that do for you? Number one, it makes you stronger because we're telling the seller, if this falls apart, we're going to own it and we're going to pay it. It protects you as the buyer because you put your money in and you don't have to worry that you're not going to get it back because there's going to be a problem with the loan. Now, there's a couple of things that doesn't cover. If we get the appraisal ordered and it doesn't come in at value, we can't guarantee that earnest money. So you do need to make sure that you keep your appraisal contingency in your contract. If you decide to remove the appraisal contingency, which many people do, that is a big question to talk about with your real estate agent. Please, I hope you guys all heard that. Talk with your real estate agent. If you are making offers, make sure that you understand what the contingencies are that you have in your contract that you can use and you can fall back on. Most people will keep a physical inspection contingency, and many will keep the appraisal contingency. So in our situation, you're going to write no loan contingency whatsoever because, again, we're guaranteeing the earnest money for your loan approval. If you do not get loan approval for any reason other than there's a title issue or there's an appraisal issue, we are guaranteeing that money. So that is going to tell your seller that they have nothing to worry about. You are a fully underwritten borrower who can get this loan. We've got to get an appraisal and we're ready to go. So how does that help you? Well, it makes you stronger when you can guarantee the seller that they're not wasting their time. If you're in escrow or you're in title for 15 days or 10 days or whatever that time frame may be, and it falls apart because of the loan, the seller didn't lose and you didn't lose. That makes you very, very strong. It also allows you to write the offer, removing that loan contingency. So that's even better. But what more of it is that we've done so much work up front on your loan approval that we can literally close your loan as fast as we can get what we need from title and from escrow and get that appraisal back. So, hey, buyer, if you're willing to pay a rush fee to get that appraisal back within a couple of days, we could truly, if the title company and the escrow company can perform, we could truly get you closed within as little as 5 business days. So once again, now you can write offers to compete with those cash buyers. Do you need 7 days to get an inspector out there to see the home? Then write a 10-day close. Not very many people getting a loan, especially low down payment buyers with 5%, 0 down with a VA, 0 down with a USDA, conventional 5%, conventional 3%, FHAs with 3.5%. Not many people in those categories can write no loan contingency and close within 10 days. So again, it makes you stronger than maybe other offers on the table from other people in your same situation and gets you closer, as close as we can possibly get you to competing with those all cash buyers. So pretty super cool program. I absolutely love it. If you guys want to know more, again, all you got to do is call the office, schedule your appointment, book it online, do whatever you need to do to get through to us, send me an email, and everybody on my team is fully aware, knows the program, and can talk to you about it in more depth should you want to know about it. But let's fast forward now. Let's say that you have your earnest money guarantee program in place. So we have not only pre-approved you, but we have underwritten you. We have signed off on every single thing we can possibly sign off on. You're a strong borrower. You're ready to go. You can close in as little as 10 days. And while you're out there looking, we implement the lock and shop as well. So now we also get you locked in so that you can get out there and start making offers. I would say in that situation, if you do both, you guys could definitely get into a home, get an offer accepted, and get yourself closed within that 90-day mark. That's my personal opinion again. But how long that you need, how long that you want to do that extended rate lock for, that lock and shop program is truly up to you. You could talk with your real estate agent about how long that they feel in the price range that you're in, that it's going to take you to try to get an offer accepted. But, oh my goodness, how much easier would it be to know the interest rate that you have is what you're getting, what you've been quoted. You don't have to worry about that payment changing. while you're out shopping, or the rate going up, and now the payment's too big, and now you can't afford what you'd originally hoped for. So it just gives you a lot of guarantees. So between our EMD program, now you've got a guaranteed loan. You can close really fast. We've got you locked into an interest rate that you don't have to worry. I mean, what could be better? So with that, again, I want to remind everybody, if you had questions today while I was moving forward and you put those into the feed, I absolutely answered them in the chat box. If you guys want to be able to follow along and do this with us live, we would love for you to be there. So make sure that you guys text the word mom to 844-935-3634. That's 844 We Lend for You. That's WELEND and the number 4. That is the same phone number that you will also call us on to get to the office. We've got somebody answering phones Monday through Friday from 9 to 5. They'll give you an immediate transfer off to a loan officer who can help you with both of these new programs. Or you can call on Saturday and Sunday. You can schedule yourself an appointment. You can go to the website, go to mortgagemomradio.com. You can book an appointment there for a day and time that works best for you. Or you guys can send me an email to questions@mortgagemomradio.com. I'd be more than happy to get you set up with an appointment that works for a day and time for you. If we need to get a little earlier in the morning or a little later in the evening, I have definitely got staff that is more than welcome and more than willing to take those appointments with you. So please reach out and let me know. But once again, these two programs are absolutely amazing. We want you guys to be watching the show every single week, doing this with us live. We're going to take one last break. And when we get back, since today is all about programs that we have available to make our buyers stronger, we're going to talk a little bit about our phone app that we haven't talked about in a while, because that is just one more Mortgage Mom Radio tool that we have for you to help you get your offer accepted, understand what you're getting into, educate yourself a little bit further, contact us a little bit easier, and watch us on YouTube even faster. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right, and welcome back to Mortgage Mom Radio. I'm Debbie Marcoux, and I am the Mortgage Mom. And today we're talking about all kinds of programs that we have available to help the buyers be stronger and smarter. And one thing I did say right before commercial break was that we're going to talk about my phone app, because that is just one more tool that you can have in your back pocket. So what is the Mortgage Mom Radio phone app? So number one, if you guys go to the App Store and you type in Mortgage Mom Radio, there will be an app that comes up. That app is actually for somebody that is in process doing an application with us, with the company, and they are moving forward to use that for their disclosures. They can run some payments. There are some calculators in there, but it is truly for you once you're in the process of doing the loan. So what about for you shoppers out there? Maybe you're not quite ready to call and do the loan application. Maybe you still want to get an idea of what you might be able to qualify for. Maybe you want to watch some of our workshops. Maybe you want to reach out and have a conversation with us. Send me an email, book an appointment, run calculators without having to ask any questions. You just want to kind of get an idea. You want to see what you might be able to do. Well, that's all on our phone app, our Mortgage Mom Radio phone app that is not in the App Store. In order to get that, you do have to text the word MOM, M-O-M, to 844-935-3634. That's 844 We Lend for You. That's WELEND and the number 4. Text the word MOM. You will actually get a link in order to be able to click the link and save the app to your home screen. So it is basically our website, but it is a different website. It has got so many tools and so many calculators that I had to build it out on a completely different website. And it's for you. It is to make sure that you guys are comfortable. So what can you do in this phone app? Well, you guys can apply for your loan. You can ask mom, so you can click on that button and ask a question. You can book your appointments, so you can just click a button and book. You can call us, so you can hit a contact us button. You can call the office, and you can email everybody on our team. So they're all listed there, from Cindy, Carrie, Heather, Heidi, Tiffany, myself, Manny. Everybody that works for the team is there, so you can select the person that you'd like to email with, and you can send them a message. you can run calculators. And here's the coolest part about these calculators. And this is what I love moreover than going to one of the websites where you're going to be searching for homes and they show you monthly payments, and those monthly payments are never calculating anything correctly for you. Let me just tell you. So these calculators are awesome because things like mortgage insurance that you can't calculate on your own, you don't know what calculation to use, it is going to calculate that for you to give you a good idea of what your monthly payment would be for that house that you've been looking for or that condo. So depending on what your down payment is and your loan program, it's going to know how to calculate. Well, why do I say that? Okay, so there's many different programs. This calculator is going to handle USDA, conventional, VA, and FHA. Those being the four most popular and common loan programs that we see and that we use and that we write. So those are the four most common for the majority, I would say, of the United States population. So, and again, if you're a jumbo guys or you're a non-QM, you're looking at those debt service ratio investor programs or those bank statement programs, you're going to use the conventional calculator. It runs the same way. So why do you have to select which loan program? Well, with USDA, the mortgage insurance is calculated completely different than the mortgage insurance for an FHA or the mortgage insurance for a conventional. For a VA, there is no mortgage insurance, but there's an upfront funding fee. So it's going to calculate that for you guys. It's going to do it. FHA, they have a different way of calculating mortgage insurance than conventional or USDA. So how do you truly know what monthly payment that you're getting unless you know that you're working with the right calculator? So this calculator is really very cool. It's going to allow you to put in your sales price. You can select between purchase, refinance, or affordability. So again, the calculator can give you an idea of how much that you can afford based on what you input as your income and as your debts. This is just something to give you an idea, guys. You're not going to, look at this and say, there's just no way I could qualify for more. I can't get what I want and I'm done. Remember that whatever you see from this calculator is set up with extremely conservative, and I'm saying extremely conservative calculations. So you're going to want to reach out to the team if what you see there is not quite what you were hoping for, and let us actually be your guide. But if you're just trying to get started and you're not quite ready to pick up the phone and you want to get an idea of what you might be able to qualify for, that affordability calculator is pretty darn cool. Then we've got the refinance calculator. So if you've been thinking about doing some home improvements and want to pull out some extra money, if you've been thinking about doing some debt consolidation and paying off a bunch of your debts, well, this is a refinance calculator, so it's going to give you an idea of what new monthly payments would be for you based on your new loan amount and your current property taxes and your current homeowner's insurance. And if you are a current homeowner, you should be able to figure out what those numbers are. Everybody gets a tax bill twice a year, even if the bank pays it for you. And we all get our insurance policy once a year from our insurance company, even if the mortgage is paying it for you. So you need to look those up and know what it costs you every year for your taxes and insurance. But as long as you know that, then you can give yourself a really good estimate of what your new monthly payment would be. So the refinance calculator is pretty cool. And again, even with the refinance calculator, you can select which loan program that you'd like to see the numbers on. So if you're a vet and you want to use your VA for your refi, then you're going to make sure you select VA. So getting back to purchase, you're going to put in your sales price. You're going to put in your percentage down payment you plan to do. You're going to put in the current interest rates today. And if you don't know what those are, on that same phone app, you can hit Ask Mom, and it's going to send me an email, and you can simply ask me, what kind of interest rate should I be plugging into your calculator today to get a good idea of where my monthly payment would be? I'd be happy to answer that question for you. The next thing that you're going to input are taxes. So what are the taxes in your state? Well, if you don't know, click Ask Mom. Tell me where you're looking to buy. And if it's a state that I do lending in, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to answer the question for you so you know what percentage to put in there to give yourself a really good idea of what to expect. I've got a little shocker for you guys. If you're looking at Texas and you're coming from California, homeowners insurance and property taxes are actually more expensive in California for the same price home. So again, if you guys are thinking, I might want to move out of state, I might want to go to Washington or Idaho or New Mexico or Texas or Illinois or, somewhere else, make sure you reach out and ask me, what do you think I should be using for a percentage in the property tax section? be more than happy to tell you what to use. So then we get to homeowners insurance. And again, if you're a buyer, maybe you're not sure what that homeowners insurance should cost you for a 1-year policy on a brand new home. So if you don't know what to put in there, click Ask Mom. Send me a message. I'd be more than happy to get to the bottom of what are you looking at? What state are you looking in? What kind of sales price? What's your acreage? Is there going to be acreage? What's the size of the home? We'll go through all of that and I'll give you a really good idea of what I see come across my desk more times than not. So it gives you a good approximate. It's going to get you closer than if you're just using some of those calculators online. So our phone app is super awesome. Through the phone app, you can listen to the podcast. You can subscribe to know when a new podcast has come available. You guys can watch us do YouTube Live right from that phone app every week. Like I mentioned before, you can apply for that loan. You can watch all of our home buyer workshops. So again, buyers, making you guys ready to go and getting you more prepared for your transaction. Those home buyer workshops are awesome. They are from 2021. So I am going to have to start putting together a new workshop series for 2022, but all of the information is still very relevant today. There might be a couple of things that will change, but the education that you're going to get out of that home buyer workshop series is going to be pretty phenomenal. You will absolutely have a better understanding of what you're getting into and what you're doing on a new purchase than someone who has never bought before and never watched that workshop series. So I tell you, use that phone app and make sure you guys watch that. It's really very good. So tons more on that website or on that phone app. I can't tell you enough about how great it is. It is an awesome tool to have in your tool belt. Real estate agents, if you guys are listening, it is perfect to run calculations for clients when they're asking you, especially when they're first brand new. They call you on the phone. They see a house that they really like. They want to know what that might be for the monthly payment. You talk to them a little bit about their situation. You might, kind of figure out maybe they're a VA or maybe they're an FHA buyer. It's a great tool for you to try to give them some sort of idea of what that payment might be. So once again, how do you guys get this awesome phone app? It is not in the App Store. The one in the App Store is for if you are doing a loan with my team and you are starting the process of loan disclosures and moving through through your loan. So again, for your lock and shop and for your earnest money guarantee insurance program, if you guys want to do that, that's the app that you'll be using is the one in the App Store. If you want the app on your phone that I am talking about, which is your tools and your calculator and your podcast, then you guys need to text the word mom to 844-935-3634. That's 844 We Lend for You. That's WELEND and the number 4. One more time, I want to remind everybody, we do this show on Mondays and Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Pacific time. Just about 99% of our shows are live. We do them live. You can watch them while we stream. This show was pre-recorded. I did it on Monday and it will run on Wednesday. And that is only because I wanted to be able to focus on the questions in the chat to make sure that I am getting all of those answered. These are such phenomenal programs that I want to make sure that everybody understands what they are and how they benefit you. And we get you guys signed up with our team for a phone consult, and let's talk about how we can get your pre-approval here, make you a stronger buyer in the market, as well as getting your interest rate locked in while you shop. This is just so great and so phenomenal. Can't wait to help you guys. And please, please, please reach out. We take calls 7 days a week. There's a call service after hours. You can always book an appointment with the call service. You can go to the website 7 days a week, book yourself an appointment there, mortgagemomradio.com. You can call into our same telephone number that you would text mom to get the opt-in for the once a week text message and knowing that we're going live, as well as the phone app. So call us, call the office. It's 844-935-3634. That's 844 We Lend for You. That's WELEND and the number 4. And really quick, buyers, let's talk about where we're helping people so you guys know what states that you can get these programs in and that my team can help you guys get there. So we're talking about Washington, Oregon, Nevada, California, Texas, Tennessee, Georgia, Florida, North Carolina. That's a brand new one that I have not told you guys we have. North Carolina. We have Idaho And I feel like we're missing one more, Texas. Maybe I didn't say Texas. But all in all, we have 12. So if there's one that I didn't mention and you'd like to know if we can help you there, please reach out. Again, through the phone app, hit the Ask Mom, or send me an email to questions@mortgagemomradio.com. Be more than happy to let you know if we can help you in the state where you live or where you're hoping to move to. With that, I'm going to call this one a day, and we'll be back with all of you next week. We hope you guys have a good one, and we hope that you all call and we get you going on these 2 great programs. Talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.
Debbie Marcoux, licensed by the Department of Financial Institutions and MLS ID 237926. Also licensed in Arizona 0941504, Florida LO 76508, Georgia 69178, Idaho, Nevada 57237, Oregon, Tennessee 184373, Texas, Washington MLO 237926.
She's the mortgage mom. She can get things done when you're in need and don't know where to go. Pick up the phone and call mom.